So I'm here with Aaliyah and Kalina and Aaliyah's baby. And yeah, she is big. And I wanted to come on and do a topic chit chat without doing an outfit change. I wasn't really feeling an outfit change. I haven't really been able to go shopping the way I wanted to.
I would go shopping today.
So I just wanted to come on with a baby, so you guys have something to focus on, and you could just hear my voice. So say hi, Kalina.
He's my turn.
Good girl. Okay.
Baby, my turn.
So I wanted to talk about the do's and don'ts of buying Reborns. Okay. I made a little list. It's like front and back pages, but I made a little list, and it's not gonna hopefully be that long. But if it is, I hope you guys enjoy. So the first on my list is do your research. If you want to go on the multiple scam, you gotta I'm already talking, okay? You want to go on the multiple scam Facebook pages to see if a seller comes up. There are ones for North America, there's one for UK and things like that. Go on these scam sites, type in the person's name. If they come up, then you know that it's not the person that you want to work with. You can also ask just directly, hey, have you guys worked with this person? If they answer yes, then you work with you, ask them what their experiences was. If they answer no, or if no one answers, then you can always ask the seller or the artist for references. No, we're not going to go to the park today. Okay. No. You also want to do your research on the kit. So, there are some sites like Bountiful Babies and McPherson that will put kits on sales. And although the artist's work is amazing, if you know that you're getting a kit for 70% off, McPherson did a sale like that around Black Friday, I think this last year, and this year, and the year before that, 2008, and people were still selling these kits that were 75% off, 70% off, for $600 once completed. I'm not saying that the artist's work wasn't perfect on them or that it wasn't necessary for them to sell it at that price. I'm just saying sometimes it's cheaper to go buying the kit way than it is to buy a baby directly from the artist and paying that $600 out. Another thing is know your preferences in dolls. So I know that I like babies that are full-limbed dolls. Full legs, full arms. And what I mean by that is there's no cloth off besides the body of the baby. So Kalina is a full legs, full arms. She has thighs. And she has a shoulder. I know I like kids like that. So I would not go and look for babies that have 3/4 limbs or 1/4 limbs at all, because those aren't things that I'm looking for. You also want to know what kind of eyes do you like, what kind of skin tone, what are you looking for in your hair, and if you can live with a boo-boo or two. Yes?
Yeah,
Oh, J.I.'s making fun of us?
No.
Yeah, that's what that means. Okay. So that's one thing that we want to look for. I know when it comes to my newborns to 3 months, 0 to 3 months babies, I like me a sleeping baby. When it comes to something like Kalina, although she is maybe a newborn, she's like the size of a Saskia, she is a toddlerish baby, and so I will look for something like her to be closed eyes. I do have open eyes newborns. I just find that I prefer a closed eyes baby. They're more cuddly and more realistic because babies are always sleeping. Not until 3 months that they become terrors. Right.
Because you.
Yeah. Okay. So, do you have a price in mind? So, do have a price in mind. Know how much you're willing to spend on a baby. Even if it's your dream kit. Know how much your dream kit perfect hair, perfect eyes. This baby is the baby you've been dreaming for since you walked into the Reborn community. Know how much you are willing to spend on a baby. Now, I will say that in the beginning of in your collection, that the baby that how much you're willing to spend, $200 on a baby, may expand 5 years later. So before I walked in, I thought $250 was a lot on these dolls. Not knowing really much about the difference between a McPherson kid or a BB kid or Irresistible kid. And there's a lot of other kids out there for other countries. And not knowing about these kids, I did think that I was getting a steal when I saw a used baby for $250 that was a BB kit with 3/4 limbs. Now I would stay far, far away from those babies and everything, because that's not my preference. Yes, baby.
AP red.
Okay.
AP red.
Okay. So I would say far away from those babies, but it doesn't mean that that's not your preference. You know, if you're okay with spending $800 on a kit that's 3/4 limbs, then do it. You know, no one can stop you. This is your collection. This is how you want to live. Just make sure that you're happy with your portion. I need you to sit down. Nobody can see that. Sit down. 3, 2. Thank you. Okay, so know how much you're willing to spend on the baby and the shipping. So yeah, you might be willing to spend $350 altogether, but the doll might be $350 brand new or used, but they also might be asking for an extra $50 in shipping. Aaliyah, I need you not to do that because it shook the camera, okay? Thank you. So you may end up spending $400 on this doll. Are you really willing to spend that much, or just the $350? So know how much you're willing to spend, including the shipping. Oh my goodness. Okay.
Thank you.
The next thing is know how long you're willing to wait. If you are somebody that's impatient, then you may not be okay with a custom doll. They take time, you know, they're trying to make it exactly how you wanted them to make it, and so it may take 3 to 6 months to get that doll. Also, including if you're getting a custom doll, they may not start it until it's paid off, and you may not receive it until it's paid off. So it may be done in a month, but it takes you 4 months to pay it off. You may not get that baby. Are you okay with waiting 6 months to get a doll? That's a really good question when thinking if you're going to get a custom or if you're going to get a doll that's not them. I would also say that if you're going to someone who is a reputable, is that the word, babe?
An
artist that's reputable, like an artist that's actually has tons of customers and tons of like great things. They have orders. Like, they are not just sitting around waiting for people. They usually open up slots, and they also are doing other dolls on the side for those people who couldn't get slots. And these are dolls that they just wanted to do. I know that the Jossie kit that I'm getting from Cherie was made because she wanted to make it, and I bought him, but he was up for sale. You know, this is something that she wanted to do. She made him. He's beautiful, and I can't wait to get him. The next thing is ask for pictures. Ask for pictures, and I'm talking about ask for your safety pic, which is the picture they'll have like the paper, and you want to ask for an up-to-date safety pic. If the pic was taken a month ago, ask for an up-to-date pic. Ask for pictures of the limbs. Ask for pictures of the face. If you're someone who is looking for a perfect baby with no boo-boos whatsoever, and I'm not saying that and sometimes that's not possible, right? Because this is artwork, right? So artwork is not going to be perfect all the time, but ask for pictures. See what you're getting ahead of time. It is not rude to do so. It's not rude to ask for pictures, and it's not rude to ask for references if you're serious about buying the baby. The next thing that I ask is don't rush when buying a baby. That's how you fall in with scammers. Scammers will be like, yeah, I have that baby, and they'll send you a picture of that baby, and you're in such a rush to buy the baby, because it's the baby that you wanted or what you've been looking for, that you forget to ask questions like, hey, I need you to stop. If you're gonna play, you need to go that way. Hey, you hear me? Aaliyah? 3, 2. Okay. That's it. No more, okay? Ask for, is it from a smoking home? If you are not a smoker, we smell smoke a little bit more than a regular smoker does. So ask if it's from a smoking home. Ask if there's any pets in the house. If the dolls have been around the pets, because just because there's pets in the house doesn't mean that the dolls have been in direct contact with the dogs or any cats. You may have allergies. Ask what kind of paint was used to paint the baby. Some people are allergic to the Genesis Heat kit paint. So ask if these things are important to you. Next, don't go looking for a baby, rushing for a baby. Don't go looking for a baby not knowing your budget. I think that's simple. Don't go broke trying to buy these babies. Although I love each and one of my babies with everything that's in me, they are an adult toy. Just simple as that. These are not real, and although I will probably get my kids out first for a fire and come back for them later, I will probably throw them in my Moses basket and be running out. I might not put on clothes if there was a house fire, but I'm gonna get my babies. Don't go broke over a baby. And then that goes into my next thing. If you're going to ask for a pay plan, make sure you have at least 150 down for a deposit. Do not waste people's time knowing that you don't have the money. If they say that they're willing to do a play plan. Now, sometimes you have to ask, which is an upfront thing, right? Before you ask for the pictures and everything like that, or a new video or a new safety pit, make sure you know how much they're going to require upfront. If they're willing to do a play plan and what that play plan is, are you capable of hitting that 2, 3, 6 month play plan? Whew, that's a lot right there for my time. And if you're not, don't waste their time. And that was my next thing. Don't waste their time. If you don't have the money, don't ask. It's simple. If you know that doll is not your preference, just leave the doll alone. It may be cute, it may be great, and I know one of the things is like the Sauciest kit. Everybody had one, so I wanted to see what it was like. No, I didn't like it, but it wasn't my preference. I know that baby wasn't my preference. I also know that I don't like smiling babies. I find them to be a little off. As my son would say, what is it smiling for? You know what I mean? So, yeah, you can have great reborn play with those babies, but they're not my type. And so why would I even waste anyone's time looking at a baby that... I don't like smiling babies. I know I don't. I don't like infants, even though I have Brianna that has open eyes. I don't like infants with open eyes. I like my infants to be asleep because I feel like it's more realistic.
Yeah, I'm smiling.
Yeah, you are smiling. You're a cute little baby smiling.
It's cute, baby.
I still don't know what you're smiling for, though. Also, this goes back to don't go broke with the baby. It's don't spend money you need. Your first objection in life is being able to take care of yourself and your responsibilities. This is not a responsibility. This is a hobby. This is a toy. This is plastic. And although I love my Kalina, I love all 33 some plus babies that I have. Hush, baby. Although I love some all 33 plus babies that I have. And I'm not going to lie that it probably would break my heart if I lost any of them in any way, shape, form, or fashion. At the end of the day, if my kids have clothes, if my kids are fed, if even my dogs have dog food, my husband and I are well, we have lights and water and things like that. Those are my first objections. Those should be your first objections. Do not spend money on babies when you don't need them. Okay? If you know that if you spend this last $150 in your bank account on this doll and you have a bill the next day due, don't do it. Don't do it. Just stop. It's not necessary. Okay?
Mommy.
The next thing I have, and that's part of like don't spend money, is don't become a charity. And I feel like, although I haven't seen it much, some people come new into the community and then they say things like, hey, I started a GoFundMe for a Reborn doll. You will be dragged for something like that in the community. I've seen it happen. And it's kind of just like us in the community, we know that these dolls are expensive. And so we will never encourage anyone to go ahead and start putting money on a doll or doing a playpen if you know that you're not financially stable. It's not smart. And we don't want, as much as we want you to be a part of the community, we would prefer that you were showing off a play doll and dressing it up than actually a Reborn doll. We're not that stuck up. I at least I'm not. At least I'm not.
And
so
take baby to church.
Yeah, take your baby to church.
Shopping.
Yes, you can take your baby shopping. The next thing is don't, and this is more of a personal issue I have with some people in the Reborn community. Where's your face? In the Reborn community, it's don't sell your babies like water. I feel like if you bought a baby and you were bonding and posting pictures all over for this baby and and then the next week you throw up, hey, I need money, I'm gonna sell this baby, I feel like you probably shouldn't have purchased this baby in the first place. And that's a my problem. It's not a you problem. If I understand that people get hard up on money and and life happens, but if you just bought a $100 baby and then you turn around and you try to sell this $100 baby because you need your $100 back, it goes back to you probably don't want to go broke on these babies. Don't spend money that you don't have. You know what I mean? Babies are not that special. Okay. So last bit is don't pay family and friends. Okay. Don't pay family and friends on PayPal. If these people are scammers, they will most likely ask for you to pay on family and friends. I have paid family and friends, but I only did it with Miss Cookie, and that's because she is half my collection, and I consider her a friend, a sister, someone that I trust in this community. But you should never pay family and friends. You cannot get your money back. You cannot say that you want money back when that's happened. Also, you do want to ask for an invoice when buying a baby. Definitely a custom baby. You want to make sure everything that you agreed upon, whether it's a belly plate, whether it's long hair that you can put beads in, whether it's no gloss lips or no lip liner on your baby. I don't think Kalina has that, do you? Yeah, Kalina has a lip liner. If it's, I want my baby to be a dark chocolate baby with milk spots, ask for those things. It needs to be in this description box. Do not pay for something that's not described. Now, I have done that and still been a little messed over. The baby came out beautiful and I love it. But I wanted a half torso and a belly plate made. I wanted milk spots done on the baby. I wanted all these things, and it just ended up that it didn't come to fruition. And then she was like, oh, well, I thought we weren't going to do it. And whatever. I'm not even going to worry about it because at the end of the day, the baby came out beautiful. My last thing is don't become a scammer. Do not ruin your name in the Reborn community. And it only takes one good time for you to do that. Becoming a scammer is a part of this. There are different parts or different times that you can become a scammer. But one of the things I want to talk about is don't buy a baby and have buyer's regret. If it says a non-refundable deductible, if it says every payment you made after this baby is non-refundable, and now you have seller's regret, that's not on the artist, that's not on the seller. Unfortunately, you're sometimes going to have buyer's regret. I'm sorry, and it's a fact of a lot of things. You're going to buy something and you're going to regret it. But in this community, people tend to have buyer's regret and then go and blast other people because of it. Because they've asked for their money back, knowing that they're wrong. Next thing is making false claims. Once you have a doll in your possession, a seller, whether an artist or a seller that you're buying from, does not know what you will do with that baby until you get back. So you can say that baby has smells like smoke, and then take that baby around smokers so you can make a false claim. And I think that's one of the ways that you can get your money back from PayPal. And I actually had someone do that to me. We don't smoke in my house, but they said that, hey, it smelled like smoke when I got this doll, and I was truly offended because honestly, we don't smoke in my house. And then another part of being a scammer. Okay, Aaliyah, you turned off my light. Another part of being a scammer. I'm sorry, you guys. Let's see if I can put a little light on. My thing doesn't want to work. Okay, another part of being a scammer. And my last thing is wasting time. If you are a time waster, you will get reported in the community for being a time waster. So make sure you are aware of your preferences, your budget, and everything you're going to do before you become known as a scammer in the community, okay? I hope you guys are doing well still in this COVID time. I hope that any of my fellow Reborn community members that are suffering from mental health issues are getting the help that you need, that you're reaching out when you need to. Make sure that you contact the people that you have to. You are worth something to me. You're worth something to everyone else in this community. I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like, comment, subscribe, and share. And follow me on Instagram at Lady B Loves Reborn. Okay. And I hope that you guys enjoyed all this. I will come back to you guys with another video soon. Bye.